Albert Einstein and Donald Trump have far more in common than just their eccentric hair. Both have something to teach us about creating wealth. Here's a hint. It isn't about an IRA or 401k. Like Trump, Einstein enjoyed money, having dubbed the miracle of compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. While math isn't money, if the math doesn't work, there will be no money. Imagine having just $1 to your name, but doubling your money every year. In 20 years, you'd be a millionaire. While you double every year, the years are not the same. The first year you made $1, the next $2, and so on. But the last year you made over $500,000. Compounding is bending the curve of your wealth up. Now let's add one small detail to that scenario. You have to pay a 28% tax on your earnings every single year. In 20 years, you don't have $1 million, but just over $50,000. You lose over 95% of your earnings to that 28% tax. Why? Because you not only lose the tax dollars, but you also lose all of their future earnings.
What? Are you serious?
Obviously a big deal. The curve is being bent down. There are other factors that will bend the curve down. Investment management fees, transaction costs, platform fees, pay-to-play fees, up and down markets scaring investors out at just the wrong time, and lifestyle costs like a new car, home repairs, or medical expenses. Each of these interrupts the miracle of compound interest. Each bends the curve the wrong way. Some believe that one solution is to save for retirement by using accounts such as IRAs and 401ks. But these do nothing about down markets, fees and costs, and only postpone taxes, perhaps to a time of even higher tax rates. Now let's look at the Donald. He may come off as loudmouthed, arrogant, and obnoxious, but he isn't stupid. Nor is he a billionaire because he's lucky. It's reported that he reads several newspapers a day before breakfast. Like Einstein, Trump understands that the miracle of compound interest only works when it isn't interrupted, when the curve is being allowed to accelerate.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Let's say the Donald finds an office building for sale in downtown Manhattan for a mere $100 million. It has almost every office rented. It's in
Pay attention to this part very closely.
great shape and rents are going up every year. So he goes to the bank to borrow the money to buy the building. They'll loan him 75% for 20 years at a rate of, say, 5.25%. Now, he could write a check for the remaining $25 million.
He could write a check for the down payment of $25 million.
But he doesn't. Remember, he wants his wealth to grow uninterrupted. So instead he gets the bank to loan him the rest using his other properties as collateral. The bank is delighted. So is the Donald.
Other people's money.
He's borrowing at 5.25%, but the building generates cash flow of over 11%. He sends 2% to the government for property taxes, 5.25% to the bank, and after spending 1% to keep the building up and occupied, the Donald pockets 3%. He could never have done this with an IRA or 401k. You see, he grows his money in a way that makes it available as collateral. He wins. Now he's getting $3 million a year with tax breaks.
Not shabby.
The future growth in the value of this building and complete control. Nice. Ironically, the money lent to him by the bank came from us. Everyone, the government, the bank, and the Donald, is making money from
You going to keep being a customer of the bank, or are you going to think like the bank?
our money. Everyone but us. You see, the Donald understands that to leave his own wealth compounding, he needs to use the best money available, other people's money.
You mean not use my own? You mean not pay cash for a house? You mean not pay cash for most everything? Because that has a cost?
Einstein and the Donald both got the miracle of compound interest, but also understood that the miracle only works if you eliminate or reduce those factors that bend the curve down. Einstein said that you cannot solve a problem with the same thinking that created it, or perhaps more to the point, if you do what everyone else is doing, you'll end up with what everyone else has got, which unfortunately isn't much.
Nada!
If there's just one thing that you take home from this, it's
Pay attention real close. The ending's good.
That a successful wealth-building plan must deal with each and every one of these interruptions that bend the curve down. Is your wealth growing uninterrupted and available as collateral like the Donalds? If not, then perhaps it's time to find out more.
So look, I'm playing with some software. I wanted to share that video real quick to kind of talk about really what makes me different in the financial sphere. I've had some interesting stuff this week with what I would call some new folks in the industry that, sometimes you can get frustrated when people come in and do things more transactional or more deceptive when they're not really thinking through how to play the game of chess. They're really playing checkers. And if all I can tell you is you got to stop listening to what the masses are doing and you have to think totally different. So if you like this video, share it. If you thought this was humorous, share it. And if not, you don't have to share it. Y'all have a good evening.